Hi, beeps. Hello, hello. How are you, beeps? Hi, Ellen. Hi. Doing great, ready for some stories. Yay! That's what I like to hear. We are diverting slightly from our usual Winnie the Pooh roundup, and we are including some Hans Christian Andersen today. I wonder how that will go. Kogure-san, hi. Hello. Good afternoon. Hi, Wrench. Random number? But why a random number? Blank Gato, hi. Good to see you again. How's everybody doing? Kogetter-san, how are you? Hi. Hello. See Bootron. Hello. Howdy. How's it going? Oh, the random number has changed. But what does it mean, Wrench? Going swell. Oh, lovely. I'm glad it is going swell. What have you been up to today? Hi, Meadow. Hello. So, fun fact, I've just been grinding Elden Ring. Have you been taking breaks and giving your eyes a rest from the screen? In my thumbnail for the stream, the this is so silly. Clash of Clans. Oh, is that what you've been doing today? I went and grabbed some food at Five Guys. What'd you get? Ganymede! Hi, Ganymede. It's good to see you. Hi. But in my little thumbnail there, the copy of The Complete Fairy Tales by Hans Christian Andersen is the book that I have. I was like, I shall take a picture of this, and I shall crop it, and I shall make my model be holding it. And 30 minutes later, I was like, that felt unnecessary and extra of me, but we did it. Coming to say hello, good night. I'm very sleepy tonight. Thank you for coming to say hi. I hope you got some good rest in. I hope you've been okay. Still little today. Got a meeting today. Oh, a meeting today. I hope your meeting goes well. Is it an important meeting? Hi, Puffy. Hi, Puffy. How are you? Hi. Did you guys know that Hans Christian Andersen, one of his short stories is called God Can Never Die? What in the world? What is this? I came here for the ugly duckling and basically anything but whatever that title is. Oh my gosh. Try bust. You can do it. I know you can. Aw, you're welcome. Thank you for the thanks. Doing okay, just winding down for the day. Sounds good to me. Was it a busy day? Or evening? Words are hard. Can you read that one to us? I want to hear about the immortal god. Beebs. I'm so concerned. I have no idea what it's gonna be like. What if it's... Oh gosh, what if it's super cancelable? Okay, it's on page 38. Let's see. Oh. Nope, that's gonna be a big ol' nope for me, Beebs. Nope, I just skimmed through it. Nope. Hi, Nate. Welcome on in. How are you? Which story? So apparently Hans Christian Andersen, one of his fairy tales is called God Can Never Die. It's only a few paragraphs long, and it's just, I don't know, it's just in this compendium that I have of his works, and I am baffled. I am genuinely baffled. God is for JRPG parties to fight. Elwin gets it. Elwin gets it. Now I'm genuinely curious. I am not reading this. No way in heck. Nope. Nope. Let's pick something though, and we're just gonna keep going on. Oh my gosh, some of these are macabre. The Child in the Grave, The Old Tombstone. What is this? This is my first time opening this book, in case that wasn't terribly obvious. What in the world? Not one of his best works. Just skimmed it. Boring. Okay, good. As long as we're not missing out on anything. Hello, Celeste. Welcome on in. You are just in time. We are about to start. Story. Let's see. How do you guys feel about starting off with a classic, The Ugly Duckling? Or do you want to do something different? Ugly Duckling is a classic. Good. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Okay. Are you ready, you guys? So we are settling in with The Ugly Duckling, written in 1843 by Hans Christian Andersen. It was so beautiful out on the country. It was summer. The wheat fields were golden. The oats were green, and down among the green meadows the hay was stacked. There the stork minced about on his red legs, clacking away in Egyptian, which was the language his mother had taught him. Round about the field and meadowlands rose vast forests in which deep lakes lay hidden. Yes, it was indeed lovely out there in the country. In the midst of the sunshine, there stood an old manor house that had a deep moat around it. From the walls of the manor right down to the water's edge, great burdock leaves grew, and there were some so tall that little children could stand upright beneath the biggest of them. In this wilderness of leaves, which was as dense as the forest itself, a duck sat on her nest, hatching her ducklings. She was becoming somewhat wary because sitting is such a dull business and scarcely anyone came to see her. The other ducks would much rather swim in the moat than waddle out and squat under the burdock leaf to gossip with her. I love stories, yeah. Then you are in the right place. And hello, that one gamer. We are reading The Ugly Duckling. But at last, the eggshells began to crack, one after another. Peep, peep, said the little things as they came to life and poked out their heads. Quack, quack, said the duck, and quick as quick, they all waddled out to have a look at the green world under the leaves. Their mother let them look as much as they pleased because green is good for the eyes. The settings are acting weird. What are you recording it on, Meadow? How wide the world is, said all the young ducks, for they certainly had much more room now than they had when they were in their eggshells. Do you think this is the whole world? Their mother asked. Why, it extends on and on, clear across to the other side of the garden and right on to the parson's field, though that is further than I have ever been. I do hope you're all hatched, she said as she got up. Oh, no, not quite all. The biggest egg still lies here. How much longer is this going to take? I am really rather tired of it all, she said, but she settled back on her nest. Can you tweet the name of today's storybook later? I will definitely do so on Twitter, Kogure-san. You got it. Hi, Mills. Welcome. We are reading The Ugly Duckling. Well, how goes it? Asked an old duck who came to pay her a call. It takes a long time with that one egg, said the duck on the nest. It won't crack, but look at the others. They are the cutest little ducklings I've ever seen. They look exactly like their father, the wretch. He hasn't come to see me at all. Oh, thank you for the tisk. Hi, Allie. Welcome on in. We're reading The Ugly Duckling. Let's have a look at the egg that won't crack, the old duck said. It's a turkey egg. You can take my word for it. I was fooled like that myself once. What trouble and care I had with those turkey children, for I may as well tell you they are afraid of the water. I simply could not get them into it. I quacked and snapped at them, but it wasn't a bit of use. Let me see the egg. Oh, certainly. It's a turkey egg. Let it lie and go teach our other children how to swim. Hi, Stuffed Crust. Welcome on in. We are reading The Ugly Duckling. Oh, I'll sit a little longer. I've been at it so long already that I may as well sit here half the summer. I'm out drinking with friends from work. Oh, Allie. You're lovely too. I hope you have fun with friends. Stay safe, okay? Thanks for stopping in. A true classic indeed. Suit yourself, said the old duck, and away she waddled. At last the big egg did crack. Peep, said the young one, and out he tumbled, but he was so big and ugly. The duck took a look at him. That's a frightfully big duckling, she said. He doesn't look the least like the others. Can he really be a turkey baby? Well, I'll soon find out. Into the water he shall go, even if I have to shove him in myself. Oh my goodness, what parenting we are seeing from Mother Duck. Next day, the weather was perfectly splendid, and the sun shone down on all the green burdock leaves. The Mother Duck led her whole family down to the moat. Splash! She took to the water. Quack, quack, said she, and one duckling after another plunged in. The water went over their heads, but they came up in a flash and floated to perfection. Their legs worked automatically, and they were all there in the water. Even the big, ugly gray one was swimming along. Hello, Kyoto. Welcome on in. We're reading The Ugly Duckling. Why, that's no turkey, she said. See how nicely he uses his legs and how straight he holds himself. He's my very own son after all, and quite good looking if you look at him properly. Quack, quack, come with me. I'll lead you out into the world and introduce you to the duck yard. But keep close to me so that you won't get stepped on, and watch out for the cat. Thus they sallied into the duck yard, where all was in an uproar because two families were fighting over the head of an eel. But the cat got it, after all. You see, that's the way of the world. The mother duck licked her bill because she wanted the eel's head for herself. Stir your legs, and bustle about, and mind that you bend your necks to that old duck over there. She's the noblest of us all, and has Spanish blood in her. That's why she's so fat. What is this dialogue? See that red rag around her leg? That's a wonderful thing. The highest distinction a duck can get. It shows that they don't want to lose her, and that she's to have special attention from man and beast. Shake yourselves, don't turn your toes in. A well-bred duckling turns his toes way out, just as his father and mother do. This way. So then, now, duck your necks and say, quack. They did as she told them, but the other ducks around them looked on and said right out loud, see here, must we have this brood too, just as if there weren't enough of us already? And oh, what an ugly looking fellow that duckling is. We won't stand for him. One duck charged up and bit his neck. I don't remember the story being like this from when I was little. Do you guys? Beebs. Quack. Oh, let him alone, his mother said. He isn't doing any harm. Possibly not, said the duck who bit him, but he's too big and strange. Therefore, he needs a good whacking. What? Oh my god, story. Hello, Screwhead. Welcome on in. We are reading The Ugly Duckling, and it is a bit darker than I remembered it being, revealing the inner darkness of childhood stories. For real, Elwyn. Oh man, maybe we should have stuck to Winnie the Pooh. What nice looking children you have, Mother, said the old duck with the rag around her leg. They are all pretty, except that one. He didn't come out so well. It's a pity you can't hatch him again. I can't even read this with a straight face, you guys. I can't. She's so mean. That can't be managed, your ladyship, said the mother. He isn't so handsome, but he's as good as can be, and he swims just as well as the rest, or I should say even a little better than they do. I just hope his looks will improve with age, and after a while he won't seem so big. He took too long in the egg, and that's why his figure isn't all it should be. She pinched his neck and preened his feathers. Moreover, he's Drake, so it won't matter so much. I think he will be quite strong, and I'm sure he will amount to something. Okay, at least Mama Duck has faith in him. Hi, Sophia, welcome on in. We are reading The Ugly Duckling, and it's a little bit darker than I remembered it being. Thank you for the music notes. The other ducklings are pretty enough, said the old duck. Now make yourselves right at home, and if you find an eel's head, you may bring it to me. It's wild to read as an adult. Oh no, Sophia, you already know. You already know. You're like, what are you guys doing? I wasn't prepared. So they felt quite at home. But the poor duckling who had been the last one out of his egg, and who looked so ugly, was pecked and pushed about and made fun of by the ducks and the chickens as well. He's too big, said they all. The turkey gobbler, who thought himself an emperor because he was born wearing spurs, puffed up like a ship under full sail and bore down upon him, gobbling and gobbling until he was red in the face. The poor duckling did not know where he dared stand or where he dared walk. He was so sad because he was so desperately ugly, and because he was the laughingstock of the whole barnyard. I read it recently thinking it would be encouraging and optimistic. Does that mean it isn't encouraging or optimistic by the end of it? If it isn't, we'll make it so. So it went the first day, and after that, things went from bad to worse. The poor duckling was chased and buffeted about by everyone. Even his own brothers and sisters abused him. Oh, they would always say, how we wish the cat would catch you, you ugly thing. They're so mean. And his mother said, how I do wish you were miles away. Mom, I thought you were on our side. The ducks nipped him, and the hens pecked him, and the girl who fed them kicked him with their foot. So he ran away and flew over the fence. The little birds in the bushes darted up in a fright. That's because I'm so ugly, he thought, and closed his eyes. But he ran on just the same until he reached the great marsh where the wild ducks lived. There he lay all night long, weary and disheartened. When morning came, the wild ducks flew up to have a look at their new companion. What sort of creature are you? They asked, as the duckling turned in all directions, bowing his best to them all. You are terribly ugly, they told him, but that's nothing to us as long as you don't marry into our family. Low-key, my heart is breaking for this duck. Poor duckling, marriage certainly had never entered his mind. All he wanted was for them to let him lie among the reeds and drink a little water from the marsh. There he stayed for 2 whole days. Then he met 2 wild geese, or rather wild ganders, for they were males. They had not been out of the shell very long, and that's what made them so sure of themselves. Say there, comrade, they said, you are so ugly that we have taken a fancy to you. Come with us and be a bird of passage. In another marsh nearby there are some fetching wild geese, all nice young ladies who know how to quack. You are so ugly that you'll completely turn their heads. They're so mean, you guys. Bang, bang. Shots rang in the air, and these 2 ganders fell dead among the reeds. The water was red with their blood. Bang, bang. The shots rang, and as the whole flocks of wild geese flew up from the reeds, another volley crashed. A great hunt was in progress. You guys, macho, save yourself. Run away while you can. What the, right? The hunters lay under cover all around the marsh, and some even perched on the branches of trees that overhung the reeds. Blue smoke rose like clouds from the shade of the trees and drifted far out over the water. What did I walk into? We're reading The Ugly Duckling, and it's just way darker than I remembered it being. Like, way darker. Some ducks were just shot to death, and the water is now bloody. Not to mention how much they're verbally and physically abusing this poor duck. Hi, Nate. Nate, save yourself. The bird dogs, there we go, bird dogs, the hunting dogs, came splash, splash through the swamp, bending down the reeds and the rushes on every side. This gave the poor duckling such a fright that he twisted his head about to hide it under his wing. But at that very moment, a fearfully big dog appeared right beside him. His tongue lolled out of his mouth, and his wicked eyes glared horribly. He opened his wide jaws, flashed his sharp teeth, and splash, on he went, without touching the duckling. Thank heavens, he sighed. I'm so ugly that the dog won't even bother to bite me. I feel like Hans Christian Andersen needed a hug. Probably numerous hugs. He lay perfectly still, while the bullets splattered through the reeds as shot after shot was fired. It was late in the day before things became quiet again, and even then, the poor duckling didn't dare move. He waited several hours before he ventured to look about him, and then he scurried away from that marsh as fast as he could go. He ran across the field and meadows. The wind was so strong he had to struggle to keep his feet. Late in the evening he came to a miserable little hovel so ramshackle that it did not know which way to tumble, and that was the only reason it stood. The wind struck the duckling so hard that the poor little fellow had to sit down on his tail to withstand it. The storm blew stronger and stronger, but the duckling noticed that one hinge had come loose on the door. High moon, so crooked that he could squeeze through the crack into the room, and that's just what he did. Here lived an old woman with her cat and her hen. The cat, whom she called Sunny, could arch his back, purr, and even make sparks, though for what you had to stroke his fur the wrong way. The hen had short little legs, and so was called Chickie Shortleg. She laid good eggs, and the old woman loved her as if she had been her own child. I just want things to end up okay for this duckling. I don't think it's gonna. In the morning, they were quick to notice the strange duckling. The cat began to purr, and the hen began to cluck. What on earth? The old woman looked around, but she was short-sighted, and she mistook the duckling for a fat duck that had lost its way. That was a good catch, she said. Now I shall have duck eggs. Oh, unless it's a drake. We must try it out. So the duckling was tried out for 3 weeks, but not one egg did he lay. In this house, the cat was master, and the hen was mistress. They always said, "We and the world," for they thought themselves half of the world, and much the better half at that. The duckling thought that there might be more than one way of thinking, but the hen would not hear of it. "Can you lay eggs?" she asked. "No." "Then be so good as to hold your tongue." The cat asked, "Can you arch your back, purr, or make sparks?" "No." "Then keep your opinion to yourself when sensible people are talking." Why is everyone so mean? Feeling comfy and ready for bed now. Beebs, I don't want you to fall asleep to this. Don't do it. The duckling sat in a corner feeling almost despondent. Then he remembered the fresh air and the sunlight. Such a desire to go swimming on the water possessed him that he could not help telling the hen about it. "What on earth has come over you?" the hen cried. "You haven't a thing to do, and that's why you get such silly notions. Lay us an egg or learn to purr, and you'll get over it." "But it's so refreshing to float on the water," said the duckling. "So refreshing to feel it rise over your head as you dive to the bottom." "Yes, it must be a great pleasure," said the hen. "I think you must have gone crazy. Ask the cat, who's the wisest fellow I know, whether he likes to swim or dive down in the water. Of myself I say nothing, but ask the old woman, our mistress. There's no one on earth wiser than she is. Do you imagine she wants to go swimming and feel the water rise over her head?" Appreciating the hard work by mothers to soothe children despite the potentially traumatizing stories. No. I'm telling you guys, if this doesn't have a happy ending, we're gonna make one. That's the plan. I don't know how, but we're gonna do it. "You don't understand me," said the duckling. "Well, if we don't, who would? Surely you don't think you're cleverer than the cat and the old woman, to say nothing of myself. Don't be so conceited, child. Just thank your maker for all the kindness we have shown you. Didn't you get into this snug room and fall in with people who can tell you what's what? But you are such a numbskull that it's no pleasure to have you around. Believe me, I tell you this for your own good. I say unpleasant truths, but that's the only way you can know who are your friends. Be sure now that you lay some eggs. See to it that you learn to purr or to make sparks." "I think I'd better go out into the wide world," said the duckling. "Suit yourself," said the hen. So off went the duckling. He swam on the water and dived down in it, but still he was slighted by every living creature because of his ugliness. Autumn came on. The leaves in the forest turned yellow and brown. The wind took them and whirled them about. The heavens looked cold as the low clouds hung heavy with snow and hail. Perched on the fence, the raven screamed, caw, and trembled with cold. It made one shiver to think of it. Pity the poor little duckling. Hi, Beauty, welcome. We are reading The Ugly Duckling. As a heads up, it is darker than I think most of us remembered, so proceed with caution with us. One evening, just as the sun was sitting in its splendor, a great flock of large, handsome birds appeared out of the reeds. The duckling had never seen birds so beautiful. Lulu. Hi, Lulu. We're reading The Ugly Duckling, and we are being low-key traumatized by it. I didn't remember how mean the other animals were in this story, or that some of the ducks died. They were dazzling white with long, graceful necks. They were swans. They uttered a very strange cry as they unfurled their magnificent wings to fly from this cold land away to warmer countries and to open waters. They went up so high, so very high, that the ugly little duckling felt a strange uneasiness come over him as he watched them. He went round and round in the water like a wheel. He craned his neck to follow their course and gave a cry so shrill and strange that he frightened himself. Oh, he could not forget them, those splendid, happy birds. When he could no longer see them, he dived to the very bottom, and when he came up again, he was quite beside himself. He did not know what birds they were. What do you mean he didn't know what birds they were? Our limited, omniscient third-person narrator just said they're swans. Which means that the duckling should know that too, because we're getting limited third-person perspective. Heike traumatized. Same. Welcome back, Meadow. Don't let me critique Hans Christian Andersen's writing abilities, you guys. It feels really pretentious of me. He did not know what birds they were, even though he just said they're swans. Yet he loved them more than anything he had ever loved before. It was not that he envied them, for how could he ever dream of wanting their marvelous beauty for himself? Nano, hi Nano, welcome on in, and welcome back, Screwhead. We're reading The Ugly Duckling. He would have been grateful if only the ducks would have tolerated him, the poor, ugly creature. The winter grew cold, so bitterly cold that the duckling had to swim to and fro in the water to keep it from freezing over. But every night, the hole in which he swam kept getting smaller and smaller. Then it froze so hard that the duckling had to paddle continuously to keep the crackling ice from closing in upon him. At last, too tired to move, he was frozen fast in the ice. Early that morning, a farmer came by, and when he saw how things were, he went out on the pond, broke away the ice with his wooden shoe, and carried the duckling home to his wife. There the duckling revived, but when the children wished to play, he thought they meant to hurt him. Terrified, he fluttered into the milk pail, splashing the whole room with milk. The woman shrieked and threw up her hands as he flew into the butter tub and then in and out of the meal barrel. Imagine what he looked like now. The woman screamed and lashed out at him with fire tongs. The children tumbled over each other as they tried to catch him, and they laughed and they shouted. Luckily, the door was open, and the duckling escaped through it into the bushes, where he lay down in the newly fallen snow, as if in a daze. But it would be too sad to tell of all the hardships and wretchedness he had to endure the entire cruel winter. When the warm sun shone once more, the duckling was still alive among the reeds of the marsh. The larks began to sing again. It was beautiful springtime. Then, quite suddenly, he lifted his wings. They swept through the air much more strongly than before, and their powerful strokes carried him far, Before he quite knew what was happening, he found himself in a great garden where apple trees bloomed. The lilacs filled the air with sweet scent and hung in clusters from long green branches that bent over a winding stream. Oh, but it was lovely here in the freshness of spring. From the thicket before him came 3 lovely white swans. They ruffled their feathers. Who's restreaming? Beebs. Beebs for CC. Hello, Hachi. Welcome on in. We are reading The Ugly Duckling. Very comfy. I'm glad you're comfy, Beebs. Some of us are definitely traumatized. Hi, Nana. Welcome. We're reading The Ugly Duckling. They ruffled their feathers and swam lightly in the stream. The duckling recognized these noble creatures, and a strange feeling of sadness came upon him. I shall fly near these royal birds, and they will peck me to bits because I, who am so very ugly, dared to go near them. But I don't care. Better be killed by them than to be nipped by the ducks, pecked by the hens, kicked about by the hen-yard girl, or suffer such misery in winter. So he flew into the water and swam toward the splendid swans. They saw him and swept down upon him with their rustling feathers raised. Kill me, said the poor creature, and he bowed his head down over the water to wait for death. Yeah, I don't remember this part of the story from when I was little. But what did he see there, mirrored in the clear stream? He beheld his own image, and it was no longer the reflection of a clumsy, dirty, gray, ugly, and offensive bird. Hi, Goldiefish, welcome. We're reading The Ugly Duckling. He himself was a swan. Being born in a duck yard does not matter if only you are hatched from a swan's egg. He felt quite glad that he had come through so much trouble and misfortune, for now he had a fuller understanding of his own good fortune and of beauty when he met with it. The great swans swam all around him and stroked him with their bills. Several little children came into the garden to throw grain and bits of bread upon the water. The smallest child cried, "Here's a new one," and the others rejoiced, "Yes, a new one has come." They clapped their hands, danced around, and ran to bring their father and mother. And they threw bread and cake upon the water, while they all agreed, "The new one is the most handsome of all. He's young and good-looking." The old swans bowed in his honor. Then he felt very bashful and tucked his head under his wing. He did not know what this was all about. He felt so very happy, but he wasn't proud, for a good heart never grows proud. He thought about how he had been persecuted and scorned, and now he heard them all call him the most beautiful of all beautiful birds. The lilacs dipped their clusters into the stream before him, and the sun shone so warm and so heartening. He rustled his feathers and held his slender neck high as he cried out with a full heart, "I never dreamed there could be so much happiness when I was the ugly duckling." Kyoto, Karma, hi you guys! We just finished The Ugly Duckling. Be very glad that you missed the story. Good end, but at what cost? We had casualties. Some of those ducks died. We had bloody water. That didn't sound the same. It sure didn't. Oh my gosh. Celebration. Thank you for this celebration, Sophia. Oh my gosh. Patchy. Patchy? What do you mean, Patchy? You survived the ugly duckling. Here's a gold star. Oh my gosh. That was horrible. Oh my goodness gracious, that was terrible. Clap, clap. Oh, I see. Thank you, Ellen. Okay. All right. Okay. Hi, Leo. Welcome on in. How are you doing? I survived not falling asleep. Oh, thank you for the heart. Heart rate's back at ya. Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the hello. You just missed one of the most traumatizing readings I think I have ever done. Hey, OMG, hi, hello, hi. Some of us were just traumatized because The Ugly Duckling is a lot darker than remembered. Yeah. There was death. There was death. They talked about the blood of the dying ducks just making the water red. I just can't get over that. I can't get over that. I can't. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm abandoning the complete fairy tales. We're going back to Winnie the Pooh or Dr. Seuss or anything else. Anything else. Thank you for the collab, Coconut. OMG, damn right. It is so different as an adult. Unless you guys want more dark fairy tale readings. People usually point to the Grimms as, Grimm. All German fairy tales tend to be dark and twisted. That's true. Like Ellen said, I always just kind of associated that with the Brothers Grimm stories. I didn't know that extended to Hans Christian Andersen. Oh my. So what do we want to do, you guys? Do you want to go back to our usual Winnie the Pooh? Or perhaps our usual Dr. Seuss? Or would we like to read some more Andersen and see what it brings us? Hi, Star. Welcome. Welcome on in. We are currently trying to decide what to read. Puffy says, fine with more Andersen. It's one vote for Andersen. So just so you know, Puffy wants all of you guys to be traumatized. I'm totally kidding, by the way. Just in case that wasn't clear. Good with variety, up to you if you want to separate it into different streams or bounce between each. Okay. Well. How about this? Let's try one more Andersen story. I'll choose a shorter one, and we'll see how we feel about it. I'll listen to whatever you want to read. Okay, beeps. We'll do at least one more. Maybe it'll be better than whatever just happened. Okay. This one is a page long, so we'll give it a go. It is The Tallow Candle, written in the 1820s by Hans Christian Andersen. There was sputtering and sizzling as the flames played under the pan. This was the tallow candle's cradle, and out of the warm cradle slipped the candle, perfectly shaped, all of a piece, shiny, white, and slender. It was formed in a way that made everyone who laid eyes on it believe that it must promise a bright and glorious future. Indeed, it was destined to keep that promise and fulfill their expectations. The sheep, the pretty little sheep, was the candle's mother, and the melting pot was its father. From its mother, it had inherited its dazzling white body and an intuitive understanding of life. But from its father, it had acquired the desire for the blazing fire that would eventually reach its very core and shine the light for it in life. That is how it had been made and how it cast itself, with the best and brightest of hopes, into life. Here it met an amazing number of fellow creatures with whom it had dealings, since it desired to get to know life and thus perhaps find the most suitable niche for itself. But the candle saw the world in too benevolent a light, while the world only cared about itself and not about the candle at all. The world was unable to understand the true nature of the candle, so it tried to use it to its own advantage and handled the candle improperly. Blackened fingers made bigger and bigger spots on the white color of innocence, which little by little totally disappeared to be covered with the filth of an outside world that had been far too harsh and come much closer than the candle could bear, since it had been unable to distinguish between the pure and the impure. But deep inside, it was still innocent and unspoiled. What is happening in this story? That is when the false friends realized they could not reach its innermost part. In anger, they threw away the candle, considering it a useless thing. The outer black layer kept away anybody good. They were afraid of becoming contaminated, of getting spots on themselves, so they kept a distance. Now the poor candle was lonely, abandoned, and at its wit's end. It felt cast off by what was good and discovered that it had been nothing but a blind tool used to advance what was bad. It felt so terribly sad because it had lived its life without purpose. Perhaps it had even tarnished some good things by its presence. It could not grasp why and to what end it had been created, why it was put on this earth, where it might destroy itself and even others. More and more, increasing deeply, it pondered the situation, but the more it thought, the greater its despondency, since it could not find anything good at all, no real meaning for itself, or see the purpose it had been given at birth. It was as if the black layer had thrown a veil over its eyes. That was when it met a small flame, a tinderbox. The tinderbox knew the light better than the candle knew itself, for the tinderbox saw everything so clearly, right through the outer layer, and inside it found so much good. Therefore, it went closer, and bright hopes emerged in the candle. It lit up, and its heart melted. The flame shone brightly, like a wedding torch of joy. Everything became bright and clear, and it showed the way for those in its company, its true friends, and helped by the light, they could now successfully seek truth. The body, too, was strong enough to nurture and support the burning flame. Like the beginnings of new life, one round and plump drop after the other rolled down the candle, covering the filth of the past. This was not only the bodily, but also the spiritual gain of marriage? Did we just read a metaphor for marriage? What? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Oh. Hadn't heard of this Anderson. Apparently one of his first fairy tales, and man, the last line in the Wikipedia article. What's the last line in the Wikipedia article, Elwyn? I can't believe that whatever that was a straight up just a metaphor for marriage. The candle had found its true place in life and proved that a true light shone for a long time, spreading joy for itself and its fellow creatures. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. I love telling my kids about marriage. Stuffed crust. Something about a professor analyzing the tale in, let's say, a Freudian way. Oh no, Elwyn. I don't think European fairy tales are good for you. Yeah, they have their time and their place, and it just might not be right here, right now. Hi, Smooth Brain, welcome on in. Okay, I don't think I can handle Anderson right now. So you guys, do we want to do Winnie the Pooh? Do we want to do Dr. Seuss? Do you have something else you might want to do? I miss Mom. I miss you too, but you're here now. How are you? Hi. As usual, working now. How's work going? Shell slipped. Ooh, all right. I can be down for that suggestion. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. Shall we start with, of course, the classic, Where the Sidewalk Ends? You ever watch or read Aria? I'm not familiar with it at all. Comfy background music reminds me of it. Would you recommend the series? There is a place where the sidewalk ends and before the street begins, and there the grass grows soft and white, and there the sun burns crimson bright, and there the moonbirds rest from his flight to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black, and the dark street winds and bends. Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow, we shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and watch where the chalk white arrows go, to the place where the sidewalk ends. Yes, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk white arrows go, for the children they mark, and the children they know the place where the sidewalk ends. Thanks for the kind and fun stream. Good luck on your meeting, Kokoto-san. You can do it. Thank you for the heart eyes and thank you for being here. I'll see you later. You can do it. If you want something comfy, it Venice gondolas but on Mars. Wait, what, Ellen? What does that mean?
Once there was a
the auto reading was wild. What is another good Shel Silverstein one? Actually, yeah, this one. The Giving Tree. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns, and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples, and they would play hide and go seek, and when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade, and the boy loved the tree very much. And the tree was happy, but time went by, and the boy grew older, and the tree was often alone. Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, Come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat apples and play in my shade and be happy. I am too big to climb and play, said the boy. I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. I'm sorry, said the tree, but I have no money. I have only leaves and apples. Take my apples, sell them in the city, then you will have money, and you will be happy. And so the boy climbed up the tree, gathered her apples, and carried them away. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy, and she said, Come, climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and be happy. I'm too busy to climb trees, said the boy. I want a house to keep me warm, he said. I want a wife and I want children, so I need a house. Can you give me a house? I have no house, said the tree. The forest is my house. But you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you will be happy. And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build his house. And the tree was very happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time. And when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come," she whispered, "come and play." "I'm too old and too sad to play. I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." And so the boy cuts down the trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. And after a long time, the boy came back again. "I am sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone. My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them. I'm too old to swing. My trunk is gone, so you cannot climb. I am too tired to climb," said the boy. "I am sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I am just an old stump. I am sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy. "This is more sad than the ugly duckling. It really is." It is. What has happened, you guys? What's going on? "Well, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, sit down, sit and rest." And the boy did, and the tree was happy. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm actually gonna go, "Beebs, don't cry, Beeb, don't cry." I'm sending you an air hug, a hug in spirit, Beebs. It's okay. I guess it's just, oh man, it's a classic, and I feel like we all know it. Thank you for the collab. And I feel like we all know it, but oh, I guess it always is just a good reminder to be mindful of how much and what you give away. Well, of yourself at least. This is a really sad story. First time I've heard it. Oh no, Puffy. Oh no, I'm sorry that we had you hear that right after The Ugly Duckling too. Author strategy to get the tears out early. I mean, it is good to cry. It's healthy. Ponder, ponder. What about crying myself to sleep tonight, Puffy? No. Oh no. Hold on. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna do, how about see, I want to say, why don't we read Where the Wild Things Are? But now I'm nervous. Did this also have kind of a sad undertone to it? I used to read a short visual novel. Is that what VN is? Every year to get myself to. What was it, Ellen? Visual novel. Okay. Do you remember which one it was? Okay. Planetarium. There's also an OVA. Ooh. I'll have to check it out. Okay, we're gonna try Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. Oh my goodness, could it be everyone's favorite owl? Hello, my friend, how are you? And Silvatora, hi. You guys are just in time. We are about to start reading Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." Puffy says Odette is here to heal our hearts. Yes, we traumatized ourselves accidentally. So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines, and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. We keep doing that, we really do. Cute Burp High, every story once again has to involve someone being... Oh my gosh, you're right. I don't like that this is a theme. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to Where the Wild Things Are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Cue many pictures of the wild rumpus. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be somewhere someone loved him best of all. Why did he send them to bed without supper? Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of Where the Wild Things Are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. Why did I think that story was so much longer than it was? That was so short. That was so short. So short. Okay, I'm making an executive decision, you guys. We're gonna read the Lorax. I don't know what else to do, and I'm scared to keep choosing stuff at random. I don't trust things at this point. Feels like some of these stories get longer revisions. It seems so, right, Ellen? Rap it. Rap the Lorax? No, I can't rap. Thank you for the clap. Maybe we can convince Kyohei or Rixie to come in and do a rap bedtime story with us sometime. All right, let's do this. The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting the old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town and where the grickle grass grows? The old Onceler still lives here. Ask him. He knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in this lurkin cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you are willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole in his grovulous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whispermaphone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone. Slup. Down slops the whispermaphone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Hi, Lone Wolf. Welcome on in. We're reading the Lorax. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swomy swans rang out in space, one morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. Hello, Hugbear. Hello, Cedric. Welcome in. We are reading the Lorax. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the ripulous pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. Thank you for the pen light, Hugbear, and hello, Fall Revenge. Welcome on in. We are reading the Lorax. But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh, buttery milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked and I saw something pop out of a stump of the tree I'd chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish, and oldish, and brownish, and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, what's that thing you've made out of my truffula tufts? Hello, Noah. Hello, unknown person. Welcome on in. We are reading the Lorax. Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers, for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool thneed. But at the very next minute, I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute, a chap came along, and he thought that the thneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Once-Their family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at Weacon, sharp right at South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Once-Their family was working full tilt. We were all knitting thneeds just as busy as bees to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Then, oh my oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We were making thneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week, he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I am the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please, but I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shade in their barbaloot suits and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Gotta go, my break is up. Bye, Lone Wolf. Thanks for stopping by on your break. Thank you for this story. You're welcome, love. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Talk to you later. Bye. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round, and my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. Hi, Deanie, welcome. We are reading the Lorax. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm. I most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger. So bigger I got. I biggered my factory. I biggered my roads. I biggered my wagons. I biggered my loads. Of the thneeds I shipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more thneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again, he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snuffled. He snarled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with a crofulous croak. Onceler, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor swolmy swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough, they cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up, let me say a few words about Gluppity-Glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making Gluppity-Glup, also Schloppity-Schlop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Onceler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all glummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad, all you do is yap yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into needs, which everyone needs. And at that very moment we heard a loud thwack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smugged stars. Now all that was left neath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad, backwards glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place, through a hole in the smog, without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day I've sat here and worried away through the years while my buildings, High Meadow, welcome back, have fallen apart. I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the Onceler. He lets something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. Check Twitch. Oh, right. I got the Lorax movie popping in my head and it's horrifying. I'm so sorry, Elwin. Meadow the Elf is raiding with a party of one. Hi. That one person is my SO. Hi, Meadows SO. Hi. I'm falling asleep. I think I'm gonna go for now. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. I hope that if you do go to sleep, you dream of things nicer than some of those first stories we started with. Thank you for being here. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Welcome back, Allie. You know, I wonder, this has kind of been a stream of unintentionally terrifying stories. What if we just went in a slightly different direction and chose a purposefully terrifying story? Dream of deforestation instead of ducks dying. Beeps! Give us nightmares. Is the movie a continuation of the book? I don't know, actually. I've never seen the Lorax. Elwin, fill us in. I'll use your nice voice to soothe me to sleep. Sorry if I'm too tired. Don't be sorry. Hopefully I can help you fall asleep. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Oh, but my friends, I was thinking of something much scarier than that. I was thinking of the cat in the hat. Let's liven it up as we're talking about bedtime. Oops, oh well. No. It was just funny. It was sweet though. Oh me, oh my. Let's see. Okay. Stuffed crust is like, hold up. Don't remember. Made by the Minions people, so I was more distracted by the bad animation. Oh, Elwin, I didn't know that. Dang. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do it. Are you ready, you guys? Are you ready for the Cat in the Hat? Because we might as well do it. Did you guys see the Cat in the Hat movie? The live action one from years ago? It was so scary. Hello, unknown, welcome. We are about to start a new story. Yes, Mom. Why are you saying it like that? Why are you saying it like that? I'm doing what? What do you mean? They're making a 2D one, and the animation test was beautiful. Thank goodness. Like, there's nothing innately wrong with the Cat in the Hat, but I feel like the live action one just left me traumatized. I remember one of my older brothers showed me it when I was younger. Heart to you. Thank you for the heart. Thank you. Heart hands back your way. Was that the one with Mike Myers? Maybe? I don't remember. The live action one was amazing. Beebs, I can't tell if you're kidding or not. Undead Gamer, Solaris, hi you guys, welcome. We're about to start a new story. I've got to head out, but thank you for the lovely stream. Thank you for being here, Sophia. I'll see you later. Take care too, bye. I liked it, no idea why. Dang, you guys. Wow, very avant-garde, Beeps. Ready to hear the story. Okay, you got it. I'm wary of the cat, but you're ready of the story. Okay. Wary of the cat, ready for the story. Alrighty, you guys. Liked a lot of dark movies. I did too. I'm still traumatized by the Cat in the Hat, though. They murdered the maid and then served her body down the staircase. I don't remember that, Beebs, but I don't doubt that it happened. Alrighty. So, of course, The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play, so we sat in the house all that cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two, and I said, how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out, and too cold to play ball, so we sat in the house. We did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit, and we did not like it, not one little bit. And then something went bump, and how that bump made us jump. We looked, and then we saw him step on the mat. We looked, and we saw him, the cat in the hat. And he said to us, why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet, and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun that is funny. I know some good games we could play, said the cat. I know some new tricks, said the cat in the hat. A lot of good tricks. I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. But our fish said, No, no, make that cat go away. Tell that cat in the hat you do not want to play. He should not be here. He should not be about. He should not be here when your mother is out. Now, have no fear, said the cat. My tricks are not bad, said the cat in the hat. Why, we can have lots of good fun if you wish, with a game that I call Up, Up, Up with a Fish. Put me down, said the fish. This is no fun at all. Put me down, said the fish. I do not wish to fall. Have no fear, said the cat. I will not let you fall. I will hold you high up as I stand on a ball with a book in one hand and a cup on my hat, and that is not all I can do, said the cat. Look at me now, said the cat, with a cup and a cake on the top of my hat. I can hold up 2 books, I can hold up the fish, and a little toy ship, and some milk on a dish. And look, I can hop up and down on the ball, but that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. Hello, Milky, welcome in. We're reading The Cat in the Hat. Look at me now. It is fun to have fun, but you have to know how. I can hold up the cup and the milk and the cake. I can hold up these books and the fish on a rake. I can hold the toy ship and a little toy man. And look, with my tail, I can hold a red fan. I can fan with the fan as I hop on the ball, and that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. That is what the cat said. Then he fell on his head. He came down with a bump from up there on the ball, and Sally and I, we saw all the things fall. And our fish came down too. He fell into a pot. He said, Do I like this? No, I do not. This is not a good game, said our fish as he lit. No, I do not like it, not one little bit. Now look what you did, said the fish to the cat. Now look at this house. Look at this. Look at that. You sank our toy ship, sank it deep in the cake. You shook up our house and you bent our new rake. You should not be here when our mother is not. You get out of this house, said the fish in the pot. But I like to be here. Oh, I like it a lot, said the cat in the hat to the fish in the pot. I will not go away. I do not wish to go. And so, said the cat in the hat, so, I will show you another good game that I know. I fell in the lava on a meadow. And then he ran out, and then fast as a fox, the cat in the hat came back with a box. A big red wood box. It was shut with a hook. Now look at this trick, said the cat. Take a look. Then he got up on top with the tip of his hat. I call this game Fun in a Box, said the cat. In this box are 2 things. I will show to you now. You will like these 2 things, said the cat with a bow. I will pick up the hook. You will see something new. 2 things, and I call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. These things will not bite you. They want to have fun. Then out of the box came Thing 2 and Thing 1. And they ran to us fast. They said, How do you do? Would you like to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2? And Sally and I did not know what to do, so we had to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2. We shook their 2 hands, but our fish said, No, those things should not be in this house. Make them go. They should not be here when your mother is not. Put them out, said the fish in the pot. Have no fear, little fish, said the cat in the hat. These things are good things, and he gave them a pat. They are tame, oh so tame. They have come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet day. Now here's a game that they like, said the cat. They like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. No, not in the house, said the fish in the pot. They should not fly kites in a house. They should not. Oh, the things they will bump. Oh, the things they will hit. Oh, I do not like it, not one little bit. Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those two things bump their kites on the wall. Bump, 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 down the wall, in the hall. Thing 2 and Thing 1, they ran up, they ran down. On the string of one kite, we saw Mother's new gown. Her gown with the dots that are pink, white, and red. Then we saw one kite bump the head of her bed. Then those things ran about with big bumps, jumps, and kicks, and with hops and big thumps, and all kinds of bad tricks. And I said, I do not like the way that they play. If Mother could see this, what would she say? Then our fish said, Look, look, and our fish shook with fear. Your mother is on her way home, do you hear? Oh, what will she do to us? What will she say? Oh, she will not like it to find us this way. So do something, fast, said the fish. Do you hear? I saw her, your mother. Your mother is near, so as fast as you can, think of something to do. You will have to get rid of Thing 1 and Thing 2. So as fast as I could, I went after my net, and I said, with my net, I can get them, I bet. I bet with my net, I can get those things yet. Hello, ya boy, welcome. We're reading The Cat in the Hat. Then I let down my net. It came down with a plop, and I had them at last. Those two things had to stop. Then I said to the cat, now you do as I say. You pack up those things, and you take them away. Oh dear, said the cat, you did not like our game. Oh dear, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Then he shut up the things in the box with the hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look. That is good, said the fish. He has gone away, yes, but your mother will come. She will find this big mess, and this mess is so big and so deep and so tall, we cannot pick it up. There is no way at all. And then, who was back in the house? Why, the cat. Have no fear of this mess, said the cat in the hat. I always pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know. Then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake, and the rake, and the gown, and the milk, and the strings, and the books, and the dish, and the fan, and the cup, and the ship, and the fish, and he put them away. Then he said, that is that, and then he was gone with a tip of his hat. And everything froze. There we go. Then our mother came in, and she said to us two, did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do? And Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on here that day? Should we tell her about it? Now, what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you? We made it, you guys. We made it to the end of The Cat in the Hat. How is everyone holding up? Hi, Pa. So, it is 12:35, and I'm actually going to end stream now because I'll be back in 30 minutes. I'm doing swell. Glad you're swell, Beebs. Comfy still. Yay, puppy. I'm glad you guys are doing okay. So, hopefully, if you guys are free and not doing anything and want to stop by, I'll be back in 30 minutes. I'll be doing a stream with Nyansume. Hello, Medusa. Whoa, more? Double mom. More mom. You guys are sweet. Can always make time for mom. I love you guys. But yeah, so I'll be back in about 30 minutes. So at about 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Nyansume will be here with me, and we'll be doing some silly script readings together. of some chat GPT script prompts from you guys. So it'll be a little bit sillier, but if you've spent time with Natsume, you know that they can enjoy chaos, but their energy levels are usually more chill. So we'll be doing some chill sort of chaos to wind down for the rest of the night. Hi Hoshi, sorry I'm actually about to end stream, so I will post on Twitter a reminder of when we're about to start. They bring the chill, you bring the chaos, and not the other way around. Gasp. Don't tell anyone else. But thanks for being here with me, you guys. So hopefully I'll see you soon. And if not, have a good rest of your night. Thank you for the bye. All right. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.